Hope you had a great Labor Day weekend. Live from MusicTown Detroit inside the Hockeytown Cafe. It's time for the Homegrown Happy Hour. I'm Frank Williams Jr. and my guest drove an hour and a half, 2 hours.
At least.
What time did you leave this morning? You're from Kalamazoo.
I grew up in Kalamazoo. I've been staying there. Boy, I don't know what time.
I didn't know. I thought you were in the area. So when we booked and I talked to you this morning, you're like, I'm just driving. I'm like, well, from Kalamazoo? You're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, man.
I consider Kalamazoo the area.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate it. And it's a funny story. You actually drove to the radio station, not downtown Detroit.
Yeah,
so you've been all over the place already.
Yeah, that was my fault. You told me we were coming here, and then I got to the station. Frank said, man, there's a parking garage you can park, if you so choose. And I pulled into the parking lot of the station. I don't see a parking garage.
Yeah, there's
anywhere.
nothing around there. It's just
and
a
I'm
parking
like,
lot.
I don't think I'm in the right spot. I think I might be in the wrong spot.
You were kind of right though, because you went to the right radio station.
Yeah, well,
but you're just in a different city on a different side of.
You're just that's a participation.
And you still got here before me. What's up with that?
Yeah, yeah. Well, Detroit, right?
Right. No, it's cool, man. Well, I'm happy you're here, and you've actually been on the show a couple times this week, and I'm glad you were able to join me downtown.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the invite. I'm stoked to be here. I got to tell you, being a Michigan boy, growing up quite a bit in this area playing hockey. It's awesome for me to get to come back here and play some music and share some stories and just hang out and share some laughs. I love it. So I appreciate you inviting me.
What'd you play in hockey?
Where?
What did you play? What position?
I was a forward.
Okay.
I was a fast little wrecking ball.
An enforcer?
No, I wasn't an enforcer. I did not say that I was an enforcer. I did not say that I was an enforcer. That's Frank's word.
That's what I would be. If I played hockey, if I was agile and I could skate, I'd be the one that got people just make people mad. Got in their way.
I was definitely that. But I definitely love the physical aspect of the game.
But thank God you started playing music instead, because you've come a long way. And how long have you been in Nashville before all this?
I moved to Nashville in August of 2002. So it's been 16 years. Wow. It's hard to believe that just came out of my mouth. But yeah, it's crazy. And I think about when I first moved there, who I was hanging out with, some of the stories of the guys that I was hanging out with, and some of the just because the first 3 years I spent drinking in the honky tonks and playing music, downtown on Broadway. It's what you do. It's part of the industry. You go down, you play music, you go down there and have one beer and then 2 beers, and then it goes on from there, and you're face down in a bowl of grits at the Hermitage Cafe at 4:00 in the morning. But that's part of the culture.
It's safe to say that's probably how you wrote this first song. It's called "Drunk with You."
Completely different idea, but yeah. So "Drunk with You" was a girl I was dating. She was finishing her doctorate degree for pharmacology, and real stressful week. She was going to take her state boards exams, and so she left that Friday morning, and she came back at 4:00 in the afternoon, and she'd been taking tests all day. And I knew how stressful it was for her preparation time, and I thought I wanted to make plans, but I didn't know what she was going to be, in the mood for. So she came back to the door, and she just looked. She had her book bag over her shoulder and binder in her arms, and I said, "Well, how'd it go?" And she goes, "I think it went good." And I said, "Well, what do you want to do? Do you want to go downtown, grab a bite to eat?" We were living in Atlanta at the time. I said, "You want to grab a bite to eat? Do you want to, go out? Do you want to have a drink? What do you feel like doing?" She goes, "I just want to get drunk with you." And I was like, "Oh, that's a great idea. That's a great idea for a song." That's the coolest thing,
What's funny is that she's trying to be all sweet and romantic, and the first thing I thought was, "That's a great idea for a song." What's that, honey?
Well, I didn't. Yeah,
awesome.
I didn't think that at the time, but I just, for some reason, that idea was always in the back of my head. And I sat down at a co-write with a buddy of mine, Ronnie Chris, and I said, "Man, I got this idea," and I told him the story, and out it came.
All right, well, let's check it out. "Drunk with You."
Drunk with
Kyle
You.
Jennings, live in MusicTown.
Never played before in the studio or over the air.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool, man. I appreciate that. That's awesome.
We recorded this, and we're going to release this in the springtime. But
we'll talk more about that in a second.
We're going to air it out right now. I know, babe, it's been a hell of a week. Feels like our little boat sprung a leak. Coming up short, trying to make ends meet. Sure gets to be a lot sometimes. I've got an idea, gotta change your plans. Cancel those reservations with your friends. I know the best way that tonight could end. So tell me, honey, what do you think? We could start in the kitchen, do a little sip and tip back, a tequila or two. and go dancing through the living room out into the full moon, howling like a couple of fools. Oh, laugh like crazy, stay up late, have some fun like we know how to do. Tonight, baby, I just wanna get drunk with you. Come on now, girl, it's been a long, long time since we broke out the salt and lime and that old stack of vinyl that sounds so fine. Let's drop the needle, crank up the dial, and let's start in the kitchen. Do a little sip and tip back, a tequila or two, and go dancing through the living room out into the full moon, howling like a couple of fools. Oh, laugh like crazy, stay up late, have some fun like we know how to do. Tonight, baby, I just wanna get drunk with you. Yeah, we both know at the end of the bottle, baby, ooh, we'll get a little sideways and a little horizontal. So let's start in the kitchen, do a little sip and tip back, a tequila or two, and go dancing through the living room out into the full moon, howling like a couple of fools. Oh, laugh like crazy, stay up late, have some fun like we know how to do. Tonight, baby, I just wanna get drunk. Hey, tonight, baby, I just wanna get drunk. Tonight, baby, I just wanna get drunk with you. Drunk with you.
Man, that was awesome.
Thank you.
That was the first time you ever played that live in the studio?
That's the first time, yeah.
That's pretty sweet. Thanks for playing that.
Yeah.
How long does it take generally for you to like write a song and get that all down, like for you to write a song like that?
Oh man, it varies so much. I mean, you know, it's sometimes it comes out in 30 minutes. Usually that's not how it happens. Usually it's, you know, you get an idea and then you start kind of messing around with melody ideas, or you have a lyrical idea, or you have a chorus, or you have something down, and then you either, you know, bring somebody in. Nashville's, you know, just chock full of amazing songwriters.
I actually wanted to ask you, so like how you moved to Nashville in 2002. How long have you been playing music?
Well, I started right after hockey, actually. Like, hockey was kind of like, you know, that was my first love. That's all I ever did, you know, from the time that I can remember. And then when my hockey career kind of got pushed aside, I had to vent somehow. I had this, you know, this big ball of passion. And so I was living at my grandfather's house. He played a fiddle when I was a kid. I reached under his bed one night just looking for his fiddle. And I pulled out this case, and I was so ignorant to music that I pulled out this guitar case, and I'm like, that's a damn big fiddle. And I open up the guitar case, and here's this guitar. And I'm like, oh, wow, I never even knew he had a guitar. And so I started messing with it, had no idea how to even tune the thing. But I knew a guy in town who knew how to play. And so I tracked him down, and I said, hey, will you teach me, you know, some chords? And so he taught me the fingerings of some chords, and I struggled with that. I go like week to week, you know, and played D chord.
Right.
You know, just terrible, out of rhythm and out of tune, and not hitting the right notes and the
That's
right
my
strings
problem.
and everything else. And then, you know, just you learn one chord, you go to another chord, and just kind of worked out from there.
That's odd. So, I mean, like the songwriting though, like, did you write this at your grandpa's? That was in Michigan.
Yeah.
Then how long after that did you move to Nashville? How long?
It was a couple years.
Okay, so would you say like once you moved to Nashville though, your songwriting and all, like pretty much just as soon as you were there, just kind of?
I think it comes to the forefront. Like when you move to Nashville, okay, so I mean, I always loved music. In fact, my teammates used to joke in the locker room when I was playing high school hockey, because I was always singing, in the shower, singing, you know, getting dressed, and hey, if hockey
sunshine.
If hockey doesn't ever work out, you know, maybe you could always, you know, make a living as a country singer. And then we used to laugh. Bah, ha, 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 ha. Imagine that,
And
you
now
know,
look at you.
hockey player, you know. Well, yeah, and so, you know, I always loved music. Was a huge Garth Brooks fan growing up, and I remember watching like Garth on stage. I'm like, dude, I can do that. I can totally do that. I can drive that bus live and bring that energy, you know. So when I first moved to Nashville, I just wanted to be a star. just wanted to be a performer. I wanted to play music, and I wanted to run around stage like a moron with my hair on fire, screaming and getting people to clap and just have a good time. And then when I started making trips to Nashville before I moved there, and once I moved there, I mean, it's like Nashville is a songwriter's town. So I really fell in love with songwriting, and then I really wanted to develop that craft. And then as I developed my songwriting craft and I realized how ignorant of a musician I was, I really had to learn how to play guitar, and I really had to learn music theory. And so it was just, it's one of those things. It's like,
that guitar's pretty beat up. Is that the first guitar you ever had?
no, this is my baby though.
I think it's awesome that it is like that. I think
This is a
adds character to it.
1969 J45, Gibson J45, and it was kind of an experimental. They had this adjustable saddle down here, and this thing, and I had a luthier down in Nashville. They put in a fixed, saddle, and but anyway, it's my pride and joy.
Yeah,
I don't really travel with it much anymore because I've got a few different guitars that I travel with. If they break the headstock, then
Right. You'd be devastated if you lost
I'll get
that
another
thing,
one.
yeah.
If this breaks, they just don't make these anymore.
Right, exactly.
So,
yeah, I get you on that, absolutely. But, you've been to Nashville, what was it, 16 years now?
Yeah.
First time you ever were supposed to be played on the radio, something funny happened?
Oh,
You got to
my
tell me
God.
the story.
Well, so I got to know, just through the music industry, you network with everybody you can, and I got to know this radio personality in Nashville and WKDF down there, which was a huge station. And his name was Rick Marino, and Rick said, "Man, I'll play some stuff on the air. I'll test out a song." And I just had a new record out. I think this was Long Black Cadillac where he was going to play. And so he tells me that like Friday at 8 p.m., he's one of the night jocks. He goes, at Friday at 8 p.m., we're going to spin Long Black Cadillac. If you want to tune in, check it out. So I call everybody that I know. I call my folks, and I call my family, my friends, and I'm like, hey, we really want to get a viral response out of this thing, when this thing airs. Call the station and just tell them how much you love it. And, you got to remember, this is before social media. So this is probably 2000 and, it's not before social media, but this is like 2006 maybe. So we didn't have as much connectivity,
it wasn't like it is now,
and everybody didn't have a cell phone on their, connected to their face that connected right to social media. Right. So people had to call from out of market, not even being able to hear or stream. It wasn't even really streaming much at that point.
Right. God, the times have changed, have they?
Yeah. So now you can listen it to Australia broadcast if you want. Well, so the time comes 8 o'clock. Well, Rick gets food poisoning at lunchtime on Friday, and calls into work. Doesn't show up. They never play the song, and at like 8:04, the phones light up from everywhere, from Arkansas to Alaska to you name it. And people are like, that whatever song you just played, I love that song, Long Black Cadillac.
Oh my God.
And it was like, he's like, whoever the jock was at Phil, and he's like, yeah, we didn't play that.
I have no idea what you're talking about. That's fine.
It was just like a helicopter in a tailspin. I'm like frantically calling people, don't call the station.
Funny story. I actually did something like that to one of the local artists here on accident. So I had the opportunity to interview Kevin Costner one time. And I had this nice little interview planned. I was going to play his song. Well, when I went to play his song, in the system, some way it was like just the ways the files were set. It was alphabetical, not by dated. So when I went to play the song, it was like a local artist.
Oh, boy.
That was on his boat listening with his family that heard it. And he's like, you're playing my song? Oh, my God. Yeah, but they think you're Kevin Costner. And, so I don't know if it's the best thing. But that's cool, amazing. Though, But it's just weird because, like, if you really were listening, it'd be the interview with Kevin Costner and then the song that sounds nothing like Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
So whatever.
This guy really throws his voice.
But yeah, that was actually an interesting experience because he's a country guy too. He's a country musician.
Yeah.
And so when he talked, they had a guy before him. He was like, "You do not bring up anything about movies. Just bring up the music." And I'm like, "That's fine, because that's what I wanted to do." But like, it was just interesting for me to talk to him.
And what's your favorite Kevin Costner movie?
Oh God, don't Field of Dreams, man.
Is it over Dances with Wolves?
Yeah.
Oh,
Dances with Wolves was good.
Oh.
I'm a baseball movie. Like I like my baseball. Not sports movies in general. I like.
So The Rookie, you've seen The Rookie?
Seen The Rookie.
Oh, I love that.
Seen all of them pretty much.
Yeah, that's so great.
Now you're interviewing me.
I know.
That's good.
That's kind of how it goes. I'm interested. Yeah.
It works. Let's get to another song though. This is
All
Jesus, Jack Daniels, and Me.
Yep.
And I'm assuming you wrote this one in Nashville for sure.
We wrote this one in Nashville for sure. I was in my kitchen after a night of drinking with some friends, and down on Broadway, if you can imagine that. And we were kind of gathered around the kitchen, and we got on the topic of unicorns. And, well, what's your unicorn? Well, my unicorn, she'd be like this or he'd be like this. And got around to me, and I said, man, I don't know. I said, it's just, somebody fun and attractive and athletic and outgoing and spontaneous. And I laundry listing all these things, and I'm hearing myself laundry listing all these things. I'm like, holy cow, you're a little picky. And I said, I guess at the end of the day, I said, I want to find someone who wants to go out and have fun, isn't afraid to let their hair down, but also that isn't just just somebody that has some spiritual grounding to them too. And I said, at the end of the day, I just want to, I want to find someone who loves Jesus, Jack Daniels, and me. And as a songwriter, as a songwriter, yeah, you like right? Catchphrase comes out of your mouth, and you're like, I probably ought to write that down. And so this was written as a three-way write. The first time we got together between one of my best friends in town, Kevin Post, who plays on the road with Blake Shelton, and then Dave Fenley, who's this fantastic singer-songwriter out of Texas. And it was like a natural chemistry. We've written a bunch of songs since then. Awesome. This is our first one. So this is called Jesus, Jack Daniels, and Me.
Sweet.
Beer is well water, stronger than wine. She's tough as a Monday and soft on my mind. She's the first one to laugh, the first one to cry. And you better believe she's all mine. She'll fight like the devil when she knows she's right. And if she gives you that look, man, you better think twice. Well, sometimes she gets tipsy and out of control, and those are the nights I live for. She likes my old pickup and sad country songs, back roads and sunsets and dancing till dawn, flowers and horses and her faded blue jeans. Oh, but she loves Jesus, Jack Daniels, and me. She teaches me something new every day. And man, when she cooks, you can't keep me away. She believes in my dreams, keeps my feet on the ground. And I thank God for this angel I found. Yes, I do. She likes my old pickup and sad country songs, back roads and sunsets and dancing till dawn, flowers and horses and her faded blue jeans. Oh, but she loves Jesus, Jack Daniels, and sappy old movies and the stars on the screen. Oh, but she's still the prettiest girl that I've seen. And Sunday she'll stand in that front row and sing. Then she'll rush home from church, kick off her shoes, and pray that her Lions don't lose. Go Lions! Through first downs and fumbles, man, we'll have a ball. And she'll cuss and throw pillows when the ref blows a call. And later that night, before she lays down to dream, she'll thank God for Jesus, Jack Daniels, and me. Jesus, Jack Daniels, and me.
That was awesome, man. I like that little reference at the end there. They're coming up, man, Monday. Next Monday, the week from yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Less than a week now. We should get you at the game to play that song. It's really a Lions theme song. So we get rid of Forward Down the Field, the Kyle Jennings version.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we wrote that kind of with that in mind. I go when we play different cities. Of course, no, I always say Lions, of course, but
do you really?
No. No, actually, it's Cowboys. The recorded lyric is the Cowboys. I wrote it with 2 Texas guys, and I actually fought for about 3 seconds to get the Lions in there because it's kind of proprietary to me, and nobody else would ever have anything with the Lions in it.
Well, it's your song, right?
Well, it's all of ours. Yeah, it is mine as the artist. And but these guys, these guys were pretty staunch about, dude, it's America's team, man. Come on, it's America's team, and you try to relate as big as you can. And of course, we go from town to town, and
you can't do it when it's like the Lions haven't won a Super Bowl and they raise banners for 1957. But hey,
yeah.
Well, it was a valiant effort.
It was. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Like the funny thing is when you go to like an in between town, I play some clubs in Florida, and there's this club in Florida that's like right in between like Jacksonville and like Tampa. And it's like, pray that our Jaguar Buccaneers don't lose, trying to make everybody happy. And you get half the room goes, boo, and half the room goes, yeah.
The Bagwires.
Yeah, the Bagwires.
So earlier, you said you got a new album in the works. You have a release date in mind? Or?
June 7th. Yep, June 7th. So we got the single that we're pushing to radio, and we're going to put out a new project June 7th called Jesus, Jack Daniels, and Me. And yeah, I don't know how else to say that. Really, it's going to come out. It'll come out on conventional mediums as well as digital. So we'll actually have a hard copy CD for anybody that doesn't.
But you're on Spotify
thing.
And you're on iTunes and you're on all that. Kyle Jennings.
Yep, Spotify. I don't even know what probably Kyle Jennings Music. I'm not sure exactly what the suffix is there. Social media is Kyle Jennings Music. Pretty much everything.
Sure.
I'm pretty much just an Instagram guy. I mean, you can do like snapshot videos real quick, with your storyline. You can do your feed, and it's no drama. It's like picture, like it, good to see you.
It took me a minute to embrace that.
Yeah.
I was like, Facebook and Twitter.
No,
now
totally.
it's out, but now I use it probably more than the other ones.
Totally.
Now, so.
I have Facebook, and I'm learning to do Twitter more. Twitter was like DOS to me. Like when Twitter came out, it's like all this hashtag and text.
People don't like Twitter. I used it the most for a long time.
Do or do not.
People don't like it. I mean, it's love-hate.
I think Instagram is kind of the way it's going because you have people are so visual. Even with music, I mean, look, everything you gotta have a supporting, video for everything because people hear with their eyes anymore. So I think Instagram is really like it's my most powerful thing for sure.
Speaking of social media, earlier last week we had you on My Showdown.
Yeah,
and you're up against David Lee Murphy of all people.
Yeah,
and because of social media, you won.
Yeah, that was.
I wouldn't say that your song's great too, but
that's true.
David Lee Murphy's got social media too, and it's just sometimes it turns into a battle of who's got better social media.
Well,
David,
you
beat the hell out of David Lee Murphy, dude.
Let's set the tone straight. David Lee Murphy made a name for himself as a incredible songwriter. You know what I mean? So he's a little late to the social media thing, which I took advantage of. So
fair enough, big time.
And I'm a huge fan of David Lee Murphy. In fact, his bass player Tommy McDonald is a good friend of mine, and he plays with me when he's not out with David and a number of other great artists.
That's cool.
And the thing about talking to Tommy about him, because I meet a lot of country guys, and they're less than desirable sometimes. They're at times they are their biggest fan, and talking to Tommy, he's like, well, how's David? He's like, dude, he is. I think Tommy's been with him since he started.
Sure.
And he's like, he's just such a good dude.
Yeah, he seems like a genuine dude.
And
he looks, obviously, but
yeah, and I've had other
that.
friends that have met him or worked with him, and they just said he's, just such a, peace, down to earth, peace kind of dude, and I love that.
He surprised the crowd. He came out with Kenny. Kenny was in town earlier last month. Yeah. And during the show, David Lee Murphy came out and sang "Dust on the Bottle," but everything's gonna be all right too. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
He wasn't on the bill.
I was thinking.
Came out.
Well, I was thinking about that. Like, I don't think in the 16 years that I've been playing music, I don't think there's a night I haven't played "Dust on the Bottle."
Really?
Yeah, it's like
it's a great song to play at the bar.
It's a great song. Yeah, I mean,
you go to County Joe's, the country bar around here, and they play "Dust on the Bottle."
Yeah, you have to play.
It's like a staple of a country night,
and that's what everybody wants. I think everybody wants to write, one of those songs that people can't go through the night without playing. And, and he crushed it.
Sure. Yeah. But let's hear the song that actually beat him on the showdown. This is "Chose to Be a Man."
Let me tune this thing down.
Yeah, right. I don't know, man. had to get you on. As soon as you were on the show, I'm like, dude, you're from Kaiser? Let's get you in the Homegrown. And I had no idea you're actually going to drive all the way from Kalamazoo to here. So, like, again, thank you for coming out.
2 hours. I think
Nothing
it's
really,
You
but
sound like my
still.
brother. My brother may be listening right now, and my brother is the most amazing person you'll ever meet in your life. You know, but I'll be like,
He's
hey,
about to take a dig.
yeah, this is where I drive the dagger right now. I'm like, hey, do you wanna come downtown? He ain't driving all the way down there. You know, I'm like, dude, it's 7 minutes. You know what I mean? I'm driving to Pittsburgh tonight.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the other thing is the social media thing we talked about earlier. My brother can fix anything that you have. He makes the most amazing venison you've ever tasted in your life, and he will give you the shirt off his back. But if you ask him to text you, he will literally punch you in the face. He's like, just call me, you know. So he got off the technology train right about the CB radio. He's like, not going any farther, you know.
The more it goes on, the more I feel like my mother with a laptop, like with the social media. I'm like, I don't know. Just call me, please.
No, I know.
Just call me.
I know. And every time, you know, there's 10 new things out to distribute your music every week. It's like, hey, you got to get on this thing. And I'm like, for God's sakes, I'm on 17 other ones. They can't
get rid of that. Those suck.
Yeah, that was so nice. That was so 2017.
Then you got to get back on this one this week.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, they're coming back. You're coming back. You got to get back on. Remember MySpace tried to make the comeback?
I was actually able to log into my MySpace not too long ago, and I was like, oh God.
I
was able to get pictures from when I was like 19. So it was
I was gonna say, I don't even know what email I like registered, and I think I probably still have Tom in my top 6.
Yeah, Tom's your friend. Tom's always gonna be your friend, no matter what. He's always got your back.
All right.
Let's check it out one more time. This is Kyle Jennings live from MusicTown. Chose to be a man.
I got my first ink when I turned 18. I was scared as hell to get my hair buzzed clean. Couldn't wait to wear that army green for the red, white, and blue. I'd never been past my county line till that plane took off and my mama cried. Dad held her close, full of fear and pride for what I was gonna do. I never had a second thought to what I was gonna be. We've been doing it now the same way for years. In my family, I say amen. I bow my head, and I believe in the flag and family just like my daddy did. I was just a kid when mama took me by the hand and said I could be anything I want in this life. So I chose to be a man. I loved the same girl for most of my life, so when I came home, I took her for my wife. We had a couple little ones, and now I spend my time with tea parties, playing ball. Call me old-fashioned, brother, I don't care. I still open up doors and I pull out chairs and try to live in the graces of the man upstairs, even though sometimes I fall. I've always been the type to stand on my own 2 feet. I do what I say what I mean, and I don't give a damn about what you think. I say amen. I bow my head, and I believe in the flag and family just like my daddy did. I was just a kid when mama took me by the hand and said I could be anything I want in this life. So I chose to be a man. Mama took me by the hand, said I could be anything I want in this life. Oh, she swore I could be anything I want if I tried. So I chose to be a man. I chose to be a man. I chose to be a man.
Kyle, thank you so much for coming in today, man.
Thanks so much for
Appreciate
having
you.
me.
Ready to get some lunch?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Every Tuesday, we're here at MusicTown Detroit for the Homegrown Happy Hour. I'm Frank Williams Jr., and if you have music and you want to be on the show, send it to me. Frank.Jr. at WICD.com. See y'all next Tuesday.